Welcome to the Lisbon Sessions, Series 2, with David Russell of New Frontiers as he continues his journey to bring you insights on the Portugal Golden Visa from experts across Europe.
Right, hello everybody, welcome to Series 2 of the Lisbon Sessions, and we've got the fluffy microphones out, people. We're in London for the Lisbon Sessions. It's not very Lisbon-y behind us. That is the White House.
It's sunny though.
It's Buckingham Palace, or Buck-Pal as the locals call it. I'm here with Lourenço from Global Citizen Solutions. We're kicking off Season 2, as I said. We had great response to Season 1 of the Lisbon Sessions, so I thought I'll come down to London. Global Citizen Solutions are based in London and Lisbon, so I thought I'll pop down from my house in Edinburgh and I'll see what's going on down here. Lourenço, welcome to Season 2.
Thanks
and
for
the fluffy beefeater microphones.
Thanks for having me. Hopefully mine is working well as well.
Right, sales pitch.
Yeah,
you got 30 seconds. Tell us about Global
Citizen Solution, immigration consultancy company. Started off here in the UK. That's why I'm still here, where the company keeps a small operation. The partners.
It's got offices in there, isn't it? Yeah.
But we have good connections there. The partners back in 2016, they all lived here. They decided to move to Portugal and realized there were a lot of a lack of information, a gap in the market in terms of how to properly assist citizens in their relocation endeavors. And so they realized that indeed they needed to do something about it. They created Global Citizen Solutions. 9 years afterwards, we have assisted over 1,000 clients moving from one place to another and giving them that concentration, that one-stop shop solution providing in terms of visa, immigration, tax, real estate, investment opportunities. And that's why we are here today, to talk a bit about that. And I guess one of those investment opportunities.
The best one. We'll come on to that in a minute, people. Lourenço, the appetite in the market. We're obviously a leading private equity fund, and we're onboarding clients, we're getting their due diligence, etc., etc., and we're going as fast as we can to do that. What are things like at the coal face now of the application process? I hear a lot of moans now from people. All the bank accounts are taking a long time. The AIMA is taking a little bit of time to get things going. What's your experience?
Actually,
people out there considering the process.
Actually, I bring good news, because we've been witnessing the shrinking of processing times, not just for the bank account, but also funds like yourselves, fund managers like Fundbox, that are able to process the subscription and the diligence, approve investors in a timely manner. And while you're going through the subscription, you can wait for your bank account to open, and by the time you are approved, ideally your bank account will be ready so that you can then complete the investment. That's on the investment phase. Then on the processing phase, we are getting strong signals from AIMA, the government visa agency. There is not just political will, but more people that were hired to process times, partnerships with the bar association, that is taking the waiting periods from the 18-24 months to have the first residency card, to shrink that time. I don't want to kind of come forward with a timeline, but AIMA intends to tackle their backlog of processes by mid-term this year, so probably in the next 2 months. They want to shrink it to, let's say, under a year. I think that's a real estimate. Under a year, to have from the moment you apply until you are approved as a Golden Visa applicant, and then get your biometrics appointment. It will be around that time.
And as Lourenço said, guys out there watching, do everything as soon as you can, and always ask your advisors who are walking you through the process, is there anything I can do at the moment while XYZ is taking place? Because what we find as fund managers is we maybe have a client who's sitting waiting on their bank account, but actually that doesn't matter for our side of things. Up until a certain point, we can actually onboard you and cover a lot of due diligence as a client accept you into the system, and then when your monies are ready and available in your Portuguese bank account, you can make the investment. So don't sort of waste time in thinking, I've got to wait till every single thing is finalized. Lots of different things can be happening in the meantime, and that's where it's good to be picking the brains of people like Lourenço, your legal representative, to say, look, is there anything I can do in the meantime to expedite this process?
Allow me to say something. Remember I said in my introduction, there was a lack of information back then, a few years ago. I think nowadays we have excessive information, and that's why it's so important to work with a immigration consultant that can guide you through the bunch of information you're going to find online. Because if you're trying to do it by yourself, you'll probably be stuck in paralysis by analysis.
Yeah. No, I agree. And you can get most of your information on the Lisbon Sessions, everybody. Thanks, Lourenço. We'll come back to you in a second. Hello, everybody. Again, we've now continuing our shameless tour of London landmarks. We're at Big Ben now with Lourenço from Global Citizens doing our Lisbon Sessions. We now need the fluffy microphones because the traffic noise. Oh, the gimbal's going a little bit.
And it's not a green screen, by the way.
No, it's not a green screen, we promise you. The gimbal has gone bananas. I think the gimbal may need charged. Anyway, Lourenço, while we're here and before we get chucked off by the police, funds. People need to invest 500,000 euros for 5 years. What are Global Citizens clients investing in? How are they positioning their portfolios?
Sure. Nowadays, as most Golden Visa applicants can do a search online, look a lot of opportunities, but it's important to make sure that those options are eligible, are 100% bulletproof in the case of New Frontiers. And what we are witnessing is clients wanting to diversify, right? It's a way to it's a way to mitigate risk. And what can investors look for? Definitely renewable energy focused funds, a thriving sector in Portugal. Portugal and the European Union have very ambitious energy transition goals. We saw with a recent power outage that there is still room to improve.
Nobody knows what happened there, but anyway.
There's still definitely room to improve, and the focus of the government is there. Money being drawn to the space, and also regulatory tailwind for the approval of projects, right?
No, I agree. And look, as at New Frontiers, we are one of the leading private equity funds. We're in renewables, but for a portfolio of 500,000, fantastic if somebody would like to invest that into New Frontiers, but we completely support diversification. It makes sense. And I think Portugal's done well in encouraging people to renewables, agriculture, you know.
Definitely there are other thriving sectors, hospitality, education now, a new trend, international schools.
These are good. I mean, this will build. I think the Portuguese Golden Visa, my apologies about getting a bit political, but it's a very honest program. It allows people to invest money, but the government can guide it into sectors that will help the country. That's
definitely. We're seeing an influx of $1 billion in total per year, over averaging since the inception of the program. And now with the new or the recent stabilization of the program, that money, that foreign direct investment is being channeled to where it most is needed. Slash usually thriving sectors in Portugal, as you said, renewables, agribusiness, hospitality, and so on.
No, it's very good. Lourenço, it's been a pleasure having you on season 2, episode 1 of the Lisbon Sessions. Thank you very much for your time.
Pleasure.
Maybe we catch up in Lisbon next time.
I'll see you in Lisbon next time, for sure.
Good man. Thanks for watching, everybody.